Well, hello there. Welcome to your tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to paint Puppy Love, this cute little puppy. So there might be a few extra things that you need to do your painting. Some sort of a little paper plate. Oh, hang on a second while I put this back up here. A little paper plate or the top of a yogurt container, some little lid. I'm using, this is from Cool Whip, but you can use a little styrofoam plate. You just need to have something to put paint on and mix. You're going to need a paper towel to wipe your brush off with, and then you're going to need like an old jar or a cup so that you can clean your brushes off between colors. So I'm going to turn you around here because I have everything all set up so that you can see most of your little picture of your Puppy Love dog, and then you guys have your tracer. So what I want you to do is take this carbon paper, your carbon paper, that's the black stuff. This is going to face your canvas. The black is going to be on your canvas. And then you're going to put the paper over top of it. Let me see if I can start from scratch with you guys. See, got a little bit of paper stuck on mine, but that's okay. So you have to leave, so you're going to put your carbon paper on the canvas. Leave a little space at the top between there and there so that maybe if you have an adult, they can help you with that. Just so there's a little space where the tape can catch on there. And then you're going to take your puppy picture and you want to be able to see a little bit of the carbon paper, a little bit of canvas, and then your carbon paper. Then you're going to put some tape on so that it gets all three of those at the same time. I'm going across, and here I've caught all three, and then I'm going to really make it stick. I'm going to push on there because we don't want to move that anymore. So mine's going to hang over a little bit, so I'm just going to fold that under because that's all I need to trace. It's just that bit right there. So this is going to be my painting, and it holds it in place while I trace around. So you're going to also need to have a pen or a pencil. And then you're just going to follow your whole design that I drew out for you. So I'll do that with you. So make sure that the black part is facing and touching your canvas. Then you're just going to draw over top of all of those lines. So I'm going all the way around the face first. You don't have to go fast. You just put me on pause until you catch up to this, and then you go to the next step. Okay, so there's the first part. And then I'm going to do his ears. And then the other ear. And then I'm going to do that little heart around the eye. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is supposed to be furry. And then draw the circles for the eyes and the oval for the nose. It's okay if it goes bigger than what I had. That's okay. And then the little smiley mouth. So now his whole head is done. So I'm going to go down to the edge here to his sides so I don't forget any. And this is the side where it's going to be white inside, and then his little tail, which you can expand later when you come off your when this comes off. Going to do his little scarf over here. And I think what's going to make it easier, this one I did red and then I did pink inside, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do pink scarf with red hearts. I think that will work so much easier. Than the other way around because the background is red. So up there, a little bit of a heart left right here for me to get. There. Now, when you go to check, you guys, you're going to make sure that you hold this part up here so it doesn't come off. Then just lift it up to see if you missed anything, like maybe you missed an ear or something, but it looks like I got all of mine. So when that's done, I'm taking that off. And I don't need it anymore, but I can use it again and again and again, okay? So there you go, I'm all drawn on. I made a little mistake and I have some red down here, but that's okay. I'm gonna cover that up with paint later. So now we get to the fun part. Now we're gonna start our painting. So I wanna take, first of all, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna make a gray color with my bigger brush. I have a little bit of red in here from the last time I painted, but so what I'm going to do is I never take my dark color and put it right in the center of my white because then I mess it all up. I always take a little bit and just go to the very side. See that? I go to the very edge there and I make a little shade of gray off to the side. Take a little bit of black, mix it with the white, so I got a little bit there. So now I have a gray and I've got my bigger brush. And I'm just going to go around all this round part, not his ears, but just of where the white hair is. So all around here, all around his face, and then down the sides of these two white here. I'm going to go with gray, because when I do it with white, it's going to mix in. So I just color over all those lines that I drew. You can put a little bit of water on your brush and then dip it in the gray on your little tray that you made. And then it'll go on a little bit easier. So just trace all those little lines that you drew there. There we go. And then also these ones here. Lift this up on the edge so you can see. These ones right here and right there. Okay, that's all we're in. Oh wait, we gotta go around his eye too, around his heart. Actually, this heart is gonna be all gray. So this heart-shaped hair, just don't color in that eyeball. That little circle, we're gonna go around the circle and we're gonna color all that in gray. With that big brush. Just paint that in there gray. There we go. Nice and gray. Easy breezy. Now clean that brush off of the gray. Wipe it on your paper towel, and then we're just going to take our white paint with this. And then we're going to go all inside of here. We're going to miss the eye. So go, you know, you can hardly see it. But go around the eyeball, around that little gray, around the nose. And try not to touch that gray, those gray lines that you first did. We're going to do those in a minute, but we want this all to be white. And I know you can't see it, but it needs to be there. Close as you can to that gray stuff, but try not to touch it just yet. We're going to in just a minute. We're going to go all around this, all these things here with some white, and then we're going to mix it in a minute. So, and then you're going to go around the edge of your scarf, right down to the where those gray lines are there on his body, and in here. See, it covered up my little red area there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our white and we're going to go to where those gray lines are, and we're going to go like this all the way around. Wipe your brush on your paper towel, go back into your white. You don't want to bring gray in your white. And see, now we're bringing that white, we're just going back and forth into the white that we already have. Wipe your paper towel, wipe your paintbrush off on your paper towel before you go back into your white. Grab some more, go into the gray, and we're covering over those lines. We're just kind of scribbling along the edge, right? With our brush, just scribble a little bit. Don't bring it right into the center. Wipe your brush off before you go back in. Just scribbling back and forth. Wipe your brush off every time you go to your white paint. And scribble back and forth. Wipe your brush off. Get a little bit of paint at a time. Scribble. Wipe your brush off. I'm not even getting any more paint because I have lots of gray up here. Boop, boop. Wipe my brush off. No more white paint for me. I'm just going to bring a little bit in here. So he's a little bit gray. He's a little bit gray. When that dries off, we can go back over with some white, and then he'll be a little bit more white inside. But right now, he looks fine like that. He's cute and furry. He looks fine. He looks just fine. So we have to go down here now. Wipe your brush off and get some white and go in here. And you're going right to the edge of where your fur is. And wiggle that around a little bit, just so it's a little bit gray. Same on the other side. And then right to where the scarf is. There you go. So that's all the white that you're going to use. Now we're going to take our little brush because it's probably going to be easier. You've got your little brush. We're going to go into the straight black and we're going to color a round circle. We're going to color our eyes. There, how's that? Can you see your guy poking through there? We're going to color our eyes. And then more black, and then we're going to color the other eye. You can make these bigger if you want. I like these little eyes, but that will look really good with bigger eyes too. They just have to be kind of the same size. And then, here we go. I'm going to go around that nose with the black. Color it in. Probably use the bigger brush to color it in, so it's got a bit of white on it. That's okay. But just do the edge with the little brush and then color in the middle part with the bigger one. There we go. Now we've covered over, you guys, I'm going to keep this big brush out of the water. We've covered over his mouth with all that white. But it's pretty easy. We're just going to go, see where his eyes are? We're not going to go straight up and down. We're going to go over to the side here. So from there, pretend you're drawing a line and there's the middle there. So there's a line. Just do like a, we're going to make like a W. There you go. It's a crooked little smile. He's so cute. So cute. Alrighty, back to your big brush and your black. And we're going to go over those lines that we did here. Remember those lines? Take a little bit of water on your brush and put a little bit beside your black and just tap it around so that it gets a little bit thinner. There's my lines. And here's my lines over here. Okay. And then I've got my lines down here. This up, and then I have some lines that go here, and some lines that go there, and then his tail. Like I said, you guys can make his tail go right off the page if you want, and then it's just like this. Color that in black. It's a crazy little tail. Just make it look kind of furry. Go back up to the ears. So here's where you're going to watch what you're doing. So we've got this white here that's got all these. So we're going to try to go around those. If it's easier for you to use that little brush to do that. Oops. Then use your little brush to go around the edge of this hair. And then just color in your ear. If you made a mistake with yours and you went like this and it's nice and smooth now and it doesn't look right, that's okay. Here's what you do. Wipe your brush off. You go grab a little bit of white paint. So now I got a little bit of white paint on here. And I'm going to go to where his hair was here, and I'm just going to, look, I can just make him furry again. See? I just make him furry again. No problem. It's all fixable. There we go. So now I'm wiping my brush off. I'm going to go over to this other ear because I have to do the same thing. So kind of go around the furry bit. See, I sort of left some fur, and then color it all in. What if you made a mistake again over here and you didn't leave that fur? You're just going to go back over it with some white, no problem. And then you're going to make him furry again. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Maybe that ear should come in here a bit. Yeah. Alright, same thing down here, you guys. So we're going to go around this hair here. You'll see that? And then we're just going to make some hair over here. And then color it in. There. Same over here. Got to go around this knot. This is the knot of his what do I call that thing? His scarf, bandana. He's wearing a bandana. Sometimes people like to stick those on their dogs. There you go. So that's all the black that's in there. The outside's going to be red, but I think that I want to do a little bit of the white still. So I'm going to take my little brush, wash it off, make sure there's nothing on there, just empty, and we're going to go with some white. So we're going to take just a tiny little bit of white with our brush, just a tiny little bit on the end. And we're going to go over his nose. You're going to put like a little rainbow right there on his nose. That's going to be his shiny part. A little bit more white, not a whole lot, a little bit of white. And we're going to take, and we're just going to touch his eyeball right there and put a little dot. Wipe that brush off because you probably got black there. And same with this one. Top right hand corner, you're going to make like a little dots, and that's going to give him some shines in his eyes. And that's really all we have to do with the white. Plain white I say. So now we are going to mix up some pink. So wipe everything off your bigger brush. Remember, we don't go into the white by itself. So we're going to take a little bit of red and we're going to go to the edge of the white and we're going to make a little bit of pink. A little bit of pink. And then we'll take our little brush because we need the little brush to go around the edges. So take your little brush and put the pink on there and then go around the edge of the scarf. Scarf is going to be pink this time. That way it won't get mixed up with the background, which is also red. See, I had to make mine so dark around the thing so that you could see where that scarf was, because it touches the red here. And that's a step you don't need to do. So going around this part too, around the hair. I forgot to trace my hearts on this side, you guys. So I'm just gonna have to wing it. Going around the edge by the black. If you get any black on your brush, you need to wipe your brush off before you go back in the pink. And there we go. So there's that. Now I gotta do underneath the hair here, so. There we go. And I also have to trace my hearts. And there's a heart. It's okay, it's a bit messy. I'm doing mine a little bit messy. There's like a half a heart right there. And up here. Whoop. And I'm only going to see the top of this heart here because it disappeared. So now I'm just going to make a heart over here because I forgot to put one on. So here I'm going to do like a half of a heart here. I think that's what you guys have. And then I had a full heart right here. Okay, so now we've traced around all those. The rest of all this empty space here, this is all going to be pink. Okay, it's all in pink except for the hearts. The hearts are going to be red. There we go. I think I like the pink scarf better than the red scarf. See the red one and then the pink one? Definitely, I think I like this pink one better. That's just me though. Maybe you like the red better. Maybe you have your own paint at home and you want to paint yours your own color. That's up to you too. There you go, all colored in. Now I'm going to wipe this off and I am going to go into my straight red with the little brush and I'm going to color those hearts in red. Color them in. That looks nice. I call this painting Puppy Love because it has little hearts on it. My brush was wet there. I had some water on my brush so it made it kind of drippy. Good. A little bit there, half a heart. There we go. We need to clean that brush off and trace with a little bit of black with the little brush. So I'm going to take just a little bit of black and I'm going to go right around where this circle was and then put a line in there so you can see where the fold is. Just right there. And then I'm going to take my big brush, or you can take your little one to go around the edges of these. Get rid of all the pink that was on there. And I am going to go around the fur part. Maybe we need to put a little bit of water, a couple of drops of water in the red, and thin it out just a little bit. It's starting to get thick. You could use your little brush. I'm pretty good with my big brush, but we could use a little brush. And you're going to go around everything really carefully. It's okay if you go over top a little bit. But we're going to try not to. If your paint starts getting too thick and it's hard to move it really smoothly, then you just put a few drops of water in it, and it gets a little thinner and it's a little easier to move. And then once we've got the edges all done, then we can just paint the side. There, that's looking good. So you're going to go over here, here, and then all up in here. I'm going to turn my canvas a little bit because it's just easier for me to reach it this way. So that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to go right to the edge. Go to the edge here. A little bit of my black came through there, but that's okay. It looks good. A little bit of black mixes in with your paint. It looks really good. It's all okay. And when this is dry, now you have to make sure that your red is dry before you do this other step. If you think that your fur doesn't look furry enough, remember what we did on that ear? We took it and we went, you can do that again, but make sure that your red is dry. Otherwise, you're going to have pink going into your dog. And you don't want that. So if you're in a hurry, take a blow dryer and blow dry it really good, really fast. And then you can do that white bit again. So that's pretty good. I'm going to paint right here because that will be the bottom. It's hard for me to get that bottom. There's no right way or wrong way to do the edge. You can just scribble it however you want. The outside stuff, all that red, does not have to be smooth. There we go. This is looking really adorable, isn't it? So like I said, you have that carbon paper. So if you want to do this again, I just did my first one on a sketch pad on paper. So you can do them again and again on whatever you want. Don't paint on your parents' walls. They won't like that. But you can make some and give them to your friends for presents. Handmade presents. Change the colors. Puppy Love. It's a pretty painting. I like it. Here we go. It's all covered in. Now, if you want to, you can go around all your edges there with black. I mean, you can. You don't have to. I'll do it anyways, just to show you what it looks like. So, using your round brush, you can go around. You have to have a pretty steady hand to do it. I'm missing my little heart up there, but paint a heart in there. And then maybe down through here. And then down this side. There we go. I'm going to put another little heart on there because I somehow lost my heart up here. It needs to have a half a heart. There we go. Super fun little painting. Maybe I want to make them a little bit furry. I'm going to get all the red off my big brush, and I've got some straight white. Remember, that's why we did the edges. We did the black over there and the red over there. Still have lots of white. So if I wanted his face to be a little bit whiter now, this is all dry, and I can go over it with white and make it a little bit more of a whiter dog. It's got to look too dark up there. Just be careful. I don't want to hit the red just yet. There we go. So now it's just a little bit whiter dog. A little bit whiter dog. Can make him furry into his ears, make him furrier into his ears this way. I'm going to be very careful down here. That red is still wet. But if I wanted it to be furrier around the edges, then I'm just going to do this. See, I'm bringing pink in. I don't want to bring pink in because it's too wet. So you guys wait for it to dry, and then you can just go around the edge like this, and then you can make them a little bit furrier up in here and around the sides. But for right now, you can't do it because he's just going to turn pink. So there you go, guys. That's your cute little puppy with a red background, with a pink tie or a red tie. Up to you. Alrighty, thanks for stopping by. See you next project.